Andrew Lowe, welcome to the Process podcast.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing today?
I am actually feeling really tired after the back squat test, 5 RM on Monday. Today is actually a Wednesday. Okay.
I feel like before that back squat test, you were already tired. I feel like you've been saying you're tired since the quarterfinals, which is probably about how long ago? 2 months ago now?
Yeah. Actually, there's not even one day that I feel great that I want to train really hard. It's just like a lot of things happened during this past like 2 months. It's just like moving houses, and also like the quarterfinals is just like making my body really tired, and just like need some rest. So right now, like I'm probably gonna take like not like a deload, but I'm gonna be a little bit more mindful with training. I want to be a little bit more consistent with my training, because like for the last 2 months it's kind of like on and off, not really consistent with my training.
It sounds like I'm talking to me.
Yeah.
It's quite refreshing, Lou, to hear that someone else in the team is a little bit more human and that actually feels the effects of high intensity training.
I'm just human. I'm not like other people like Skull, like Ants. They're not human. I'm just a human.
You're just a humble human. Okay, Lou. So the reason you are on the podcast today is because, number one, I asked you. And because I'm your boss, you can't say no.
That's kind of true.
There is a second reason, but there is a second reason that I asked you to be on a podcast. The second reason is that I always love hanging out with you and having chats with you about anything, about life, cats, coffee, travel, scuba diving, training, weightlifting. We always have a good time. But I think number two, this is still number two. You have a really cool story that, I'm very interested in your story, and I've asked a lot of questions and tried to kind of dig into your history and what brought you to where you are today. And I think you've shared a lot of your story with me, and I've always felt compelled to get you to tell your stories to the world more, because I think it's quite an inspiring story. And I think we're going to dig into this now. But that's why I wanted to get you the podcast, because I think you got a really cool story, from where you started to where you are now. And I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about Lou, the person. So to start, Lou, what is your role here at Coastal in the process programming?
So my role, the major role is still coaching group classes and PT at Coastal Fitness. And also I am responsible for writing the barbell club programming as well, running in-house in Coastal, and also running in at Mobox Macau. And there's one more gym, I forgot the name, is in Indonesia. Bangkok, correct. So they run barbell club, so once a week, and then in-house in Coastal we run it 4 times a week. So like that's the major role.
You're also in-house barista?
Yep, in-house barista, in-house like gardener, just making sure the plants look good, and also sometimes making people coffee so they can have a great morning.
Love it. Lou, how long have you been coaching for?
Right now, I've been coaching for 2.5 years, including the apprenticeship program. So actual coaching around 2 years.
So, okay, apprenticeship program. We just had Karan on the podcast not too long ago, where we kind of talked about his introduction to coaching, and he kind of shared the fact that, he quit his corporate job. He took up this opportunity to take the apprenticeship program, finished that in about 6 months, and then kind of here he is. Yeah. So you and Karan actually started the apprenticeship program together. Correct. So just some context, this was in the pandemic for us as a company. We were at a point where we needed more coaches, but hiring coaches from overseas was no longer an option because Hong Kong wasn't giving out visas. So we had to look to find someone locally. We kind of looked around the market to see if there are any coaches that would fulfill the role that we were looking for, and we actually couldn't find anyone in Hong Kong. So we thought, now we have a little bit more time on our hands. This is an amazing opportunity for us to launch an apprenticeship program and create a really great program that we can reuse for years and years and years to come, and essentially start creating our own talent. So we basically put out an advert to the world. We put out an advert to our Coastal Fitness community first, and then to the world, and said, we're looking to take on 2 apprentices. Tell me, why did you decide to say yes to the apprenticeship program?
So, first of all, a little bit of backstory. I used to work for the Correctional Service after graduate from the uni in Hong Kong. And then I worked for the Correctional Service for around almost 4 years. And then during that time, I was obviously thinking a lot of things. It's my first job after graduation. Like I'm asking myself, whether do I want to uh, basically do this job for the rest of my life? And then is there other options, or do I actually like this job, right? And like when I look back, I always think that like I don't really like my previous job. I don't really enjoy what I'm doing, although like working for the government, you know, like for a normal like Hong Kong citizens, or like for actually for a lot of people, the salary is actually quite high. Working for the government is quite stable. You got like housing allowance and like stuff like that. So like my salary, like financially, and also my social status has always been quite okay. I won't say like it's like top in Hong Kong, but like it's okay, right? And then after that, like I'm just thinking like right now, okay, I don't really like this job. What do I need to do? Am I gonna stay here for the rest of my life, or for to live like a really stable, normal life, or should I try something else and then basically going away from my comfort zone and try something new? And also, the main thing about working in the discipline service is what I think is I don't have any skill sets that is transferable to other countries, or that I can, yeah, basically
Other industries and
other
country, yeah.
industries, correct. And so that's why like I saw like Coastal Fitness. I was like a member right here during that time, and then I saw you guys posting a Instagram post saying that you guys are hiring apprentice. This is actually like this 4 years is the first time I see Coastal Fitness actually hiring something with zero background. So I was like, why don't I give it a shot and try it out and see what are they gonna say? Are they gonna actually hire me, or like, cause like I remember during that time you still want some like CrossFit level 1 or something like that. You're reading down under, it's optional, but like it's still reading out like some experience, like might be necessary. So I was like, oh shit, oh damn, I don't have that experience, or I don't have that like qualification. Am I gonna be able to do this job well, or am I gonna be hired or something like that? I was
So you
like,
just kind of thought, I'm going to try, let's see what happens.
yeah. Like during that time, I already want to quit my previous job, but this is opportunity that I want to have.
Yeah. Okay, I want to rewind a little bit
Yeah.
to talk about the correctional services.
Yeah.
So what exactly was your job? What you know, working for the correctional services, what does that mean?
So working for the correction service, actually, like I don't know if you guys know, Hong Kong is actually, although it's a really small city, but like we got quite a lot of correctional facilities and institution. The most famous one is of course the Stanley Prison, but like we got other facilities that help people to like quit drugs and stuff like that. So my major role when I graduate from the school is to basically I work in Stanley Prison to look after the prisoners, their daily life, their clothing, their dorms, we call it a hall, and also the complaints. Like the major thing that I do is mostly deal with their complaints in the prison. But after a couple years, I switch it to another department. That my major role is to escort some prisoners to the court, and then some like we call it category A prisoners that is with just need higher security level, that I escort them to the court, basically to like make sure that everything is safe. There's no one escaping. That's my major role.
Okay, so what I'm envisioning here,
Yeah.
probably from all the prison movies that I've watched.
Yeah.
So was it your job to walk with a baton, would you walk down the corridor and your baton would be like drumming off the railings? Is that what you would do?
Well, the good thing is I've learned how to do that, but like my major role is to supervise. So I'm not the one dragging. I'm watching my colleagues dragging.
Do the dragon.
do
So
the
they
dragon
actually
thing.
do that. They
They
actually
actually do that.
run their baton along the griddles of
They
the
do that.
cells.
So occasionally,
Amazing.
Yeah,
Sorry, not
so
amazing. That's just it's funny that they actually do that.
yeah, they actually do that in Hong Kong. And if you have a chance to like go to in Hong Kong, where you can see that is the public hospital. If you go to Queen's Mary Hospital, you will sometimes see people dragging like some prisoners to the hospital. Yeah, you can see that.
And are you in like police uniform? What are you wearing every day?
I'm wearing a uniform, but like it's not police uniform. It's different department. So instead of a blue one, we're wearing a green one.
I know the ones.
Yeah, just similar, but pretty similar.
Okay, right. So let's go back to the apprenticeship. So I get what I'm hearing here is that you're at a point in your life where you were not feeling satisfied or happy with your job. But can I ask you about that? Like, what about your job was not making you feel happy? How did you know that this was something that you were not enjoying? Because sometimes we have bad days, right?
Yeah.
But what's the difference between having a bad day and just knowing that this is not something you want to do anymore?
Well, I think like it seems how do I say that? Like it's about like the values, it's about the community that I don't really like. So like I'm just gonna be really honest right here. Like the difference between correctional service and the police and also the firemen is I feel like the firemen and also the police, they are doing something to help the society. For example, firemen try to put out fires, try to help people out, and then police, they would try to fight the crimes and then send people to prison. And my major role is actually just taking care of the prisoners' life in the prison, right? So I don't feel like there's a sense of achievement. I always want to learn more. I will always want to try to improve, not in terms of like professionally and also like self growth. I don't feel like I have a lot of self growth in that job, and the community side of it, I don't feel like I can make a lot of friends with like making friends with my colleagues. So that is like the major. I think the major thing is still like the self development and also like the self growth side. I don't feel like I'm improving. So yeah, that's makes me want to try to pursue in other careers or industry.
Okay, so when you saw the advertisement for the apprenticeship program and you applied, I remember you were quite a late application. I think the deadline, we put it out there for about a month and we were kind of collecting applications. And I don't think your application came in till like the very last week. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I think it's just like in my mind, it's just like struggling a little bit. I still haven't. I think during that time, I've already said that I'm gonna quit the job. I told my boss that I'm gonna quit the job, but I'm
So
still.
you'd already handed in your notice before you had something else.
I think so. I think so. So, but the thing is, I'm trying to figure out like, do I want to start the apprenticeship program? Of course, if I'm lucky that I can get the job, but like, am I gonna start it straight away, or am I gonna actually take some time off to actually think about what is my next step? The reason why I quit my job that time is I don't want to start something straight away that I don't have time to process it. I want time to actually sit down with myself and ask myself, what do I want to do? But like, I saw this is a really good opportunity, and actually like, again, I have never seen Coastal hire an apprenticeship before. So that's why during that time, I was like, screw it. I was just going to try it out and see what it's going to, because I'm not going to be 100% going to be able to get the job, right? So I'm just going to see like,
so it sounds like even if we had said no and we'd rejected your application, you were still going to quit your job. You'd actually already quit your job and you were leaving.
Yeah.
So can I ask you that? I don't know if you even thought this far, but if you didn't get the job, if we said no to your apprenticeship application, what would have been your next step?
Well, I was still trying to find some jobs regarding to fitness.
So you knew fitness is where you wanted to go?
Yeah, I knew that fitness is where I want to go because I want to try to influence others people's life, or I just want to try out like to be a coach, because I feel like that skill is totally transferable to other places. Or I see like, because I know you, I know like Alex Younger, I know like other coaches, they're still living a pretty decent life. I'm not gonna get bankrupt if I become a coach. So I see that this career can actually like make some money. Of course, like I understand that when I start pursuing this career, I'm not gonna make the money just like the previous job, but I just want to start to be able to find some money to sustain my life, and then see how it goes.
I wanted to quickly interrupt this episode with a quick shout out to our sponsors, Today Well Spent. I've been using this journal for 2 years and it has made a massive impact on my physical, but mostly my mental well-being. It is a guided journal backed by neuro and behavioral science, which I actually didn't know at the time. It has questions for you to answer at the start of the day, at the end of the day, end of every week, end of every month, and it's brought so much self-awareness to me of the things that positively and negatively impact my life. So if you're someone who cares about your physical and your mental well-being, which I think you do because you listen to this podcast, then go and grab yourself a Today Well Spent. Use the discount code THEPROCESS, one word in capitals, to get your discount. I can certainly even speak on behalf of my own friends who are currently in jobs that they don't really enjoy, and they love the idea of being able to switch industries to something they're more passionate about and they care about, and like you said, feels like they're kind of contributing to the world in a way. But they struggle to make that move, and I can understand why they would struggle to make that move. But I want to understand from you, what was kind of like the checklist that you were looking at before you knew, okay, I can quit my job, I can start something new? What were the things that you were considering? So I mean, number one, like, did you have to have enough money in the bank so that you had security? Was your age a factor? What were the things in your next job that you really wanted to be there? Like, what were the things you really wanted to do that maybe you didn't have in your last? What were some of the things that you were thinking about at that point in time?
Yeah, so like of course I have a chat with my girlfriend, and also uh like what I was thinking during that time is like I definitely saved some money. If I didn't have a job for half a year, I would still be okay. So like I'm pretty sure that half a year I can still find a job, right? I can
Gotcha.
still maintain my uh life. And during that time I haven't moved out from my family yet, so like I don't need to pay rent, so it's a little bit easier. And uh yeah, that's the main thing that I was thinking during that time, is like I don't have any um
Like financial
yeah,
stresses.
financial stress during that
Yeah.
time. I was relatively young during that time. I was like 26 years old. That like even anything comes up, I can still find a new career. And then yeah, I don't need to, during that time I don't need to think about like marriage. I don't need to think about kids just yet. So that's why like a little bit less stress. And of course I need to see if the new job or new career is gonna bring me like sustainable salaries, or like just can upkeep my living standards. I remember there's one time that Liam's told me that like you just need to work backwards. For example, like what lifestyle do you want? How much are you gonna spend every month? How much do you want to save every month? And then just work backwards and see like if that life is gonna be sustainable for you. And then um yeah, that's basically what I was thinking during that time, I would say.
So it sounds like you did really think about this. Like, it's not something you just jumped into. You had
Yeah,
conversations with
because
loved ones. Yeah.
because the government job, the salary and also the welfare is so good.
Hmm.
Giving up the that job is actually a lot of people would think it's a really stupid idea, and I'm the stupid one. Yeah, but like I don't. Yeah, I was like a lot of like my colleagues and also my boss, my higher like senior officer told me that, oh, you should reconsider it. This is gonna change your life. It's a basically a lifetime decision. But in my mind, is this such a big deal? I don't think so. Yeah, a lot of people are actually struggling from changing careers. It's just because first of all, it's the comfort zone, and then number two is still the comfort zone. if you want to actually change your career, of course you need to work on a mess, but if you can sustain your life, it's not such a big deal. Like it's not about like earning more or earning less. It's about how you spend the money, right? Even if I earn like, for example, like 100K a month, I'm pretty sure that my lifestyle is not going to change drastically. Of course, maybe I can buy like, better steaks or something, but like I'm not going to change it drastically. That's what I'm trying to say. So a lot of people are just afraid that if I change career, because maybe they've been working in that area or in that industry for a while, so they feel like they are really professional in some aspects. Right now I'm changing to a new career. I need to start from the beginning. There's nothing wrong with start from the beginning. You just gotta keep on learning, right?
Yeah. I guess that you had a lot of things that were kind of in your favor.
Mm.
You had age, you had, financial
Yeah.
security for 6 months. You didn't have rent at the time because you're living with your family.
Yeah.
Didn't have kids to think about. So I think maybe the takeaway message there is, if you're in a similar position to you, the risk is less.
Yep. So that's why you need to make the decision early, instead of like, if not, then it might be a little bit too late. But like, again, there's never too late. Yeah.
Okay, love it. Lou, I want to talk about you talked there about that you knew you wanted to move into fitness because you wanted to help other people. Tell me about your fitness journey. Where did your fitness journey begin?
Well, like the fitness journey actually starts when I was in secondary school. So I was like, I used to play badminton really.
Of course, you're from Hong Kong.
Yeah, from Hong Kong, but like not actually just like normally playing badminton, but I played for the school team.
Oh, yes.
So during, like when I was 12 or 13, I'm not gonna consider myself fit, but definitely moving a lot during that time. But like after that, I feel like I'm not, like I play badminton kind of just because of just not like parents' expectation, but like just everyone does play badminton. So that's why I started playing badminton, find a coach, and then played quite well. So I played for the school team, but I don't feel like I want to play it anymore. I've been playing it for like 8, 9 years, starting from primary school. So after that, I quit badminton and I ate the same thing or even more. So I like my body weight bump up really, really quickly.
So what age are we talking about now?
I was talking about 14, 15 years old. Then my body weight went up to around 180. And then when I was 18 years old, I was like around 200, 220 pounds. So around 100 kg.
You broke the 100 kg, huh?
Yeah, I was like 100 kg.
And right now, just for reference, how heavy are you?
I'm still not like light. I'm around 80 kg right now. But like my
big difference from 100 kg.
Yeah, definitely. My leanness is around 73. Yeah, my lowest point. But like during that time, it's like just working out a lot, but like not a lot of muscle mass, I would say. And then after that, like during university, I live in like I hope my mom won't watch it because she still don't know it right now. I start smoking cigarettes in during university for 2 years, and then again lifestyle is not really good, so I start like drinking a lot, like alcohol, and then eating a lot of like junk food, not moving a lot. I still move, but I've just been eating a lot more.
What did your movement look like when you're at university?
I play basketball. So
like played on a team, or like on the weekend went and played some pickup ball?
No, it's I play with the team because like the good thing about like in university is like I live in a hall that they got a society, so they was always play some like 5-on-5. They help us to book a court so we can just show up and play, and then also badminton. So I still move a little bit. I like the whole time I'm still moving, but like I'm not actually working out, not really consistent. Maybe it's just like playing basketball or badminton once a week, something like that. So I still keep the movement in there. So that's why my joints, all those kind of stuff, is still using it. It's not like
not completely sedentary.
Yeah, exactly. But I've just like what I said, I've just been eating a lot more. So that's why like during that time, I think in year 3 that I was around
of university.
of university right now. It's around 2021, 20 or 21 years old. I start like going to the gym more consistently because I feel like I need to change. Like, remember that I said like I was smoking for 2 years, and then during that time, there's one time that like it's actually makes me want to do the changes. Like in university, you're actually not allowed to smoke inside the campus, so we have to sneak in some like at the back. You have to go up the stairs and then try to find a spot, secret spot. And then there's one time that when I went up to the secret spot, my heart started pumping really quickly. I feel like something is not right. I feel like I don't know, my blood pressure suddenly went up really really quickly, and then I feel like, oh shit, I might need to change something, right? So during that time, I haven't quit smoking entirely, but I start working out.
But okay, can I pause you there?
Yeah.
So you walked up the stairs one day. You felt like, okay, that was a little bit scary. Something,
a little bit scary,
a health issue is happening here.
Yeah.
Did you literally just wake up the next morning like, I want to start going to the gym?
Well,
Because that's, there's a lot of people in that same position. But what was unless are you that kind of self-disciplined, motivated
well, of course,
guy?
during that time, I was trying to find a girlfriend as well. So that is a little bit of motivation to help, like, makes me want to look a little bit better. And I remember one thing that, like, actually a little bit of like discrimination. There's one time that I worked for the part-time and then handing out like some leaflets to like other university students. And then I work with a guy that looks like a little bit taller, looks a little bit fitter. And then that promotion guy basically only taking pictures of him handing out a leaflet instead of me. So I feel like something is wrong. Probably, like, I didn't ask it, but I think that I might be because I didn't look good for the camera during that time. So like it creates a little bit of trauma, I would say, or like it just like keep it in my mind till now that like I want to not look bad. Like, so that's why like during that time become a luckily I got some like rugby guys in my friends that like work out in the gym basically every single day. I just like show up and then they would teach me how to do a back squat. When I show up, they would teach me, oh, today is leg day. I just join in and start like doing back squat and stuff and be really consistent with my training afterwards.
And then how much of a transformation did you see? So listen, you start training these rugby guys. I mean, how often are we training now? Like, we go to the gym every day, 3 times a week?
Around 4 times a week.
Okay, so quite a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. It's quite actually more than
It's more than that.
Yeah, it's really consistent because like university, you don't have a lot of things to do, right? You can just like, and also there are long breaks in between lectures. Yeah, so like you can just go to the gym and then it's like I used to study in University of Science and Technology in Saigon, so the gym is pretty decent. You got a squat rack, you got a bench press, you got all the cables, you can do all sorts of stuff. And then I start looking up on YouTube, and then how do we train? How do we like learning more about like training split, learning about like rep scheme. But basically I just run through that program again and again and again and again, without any variations, just doing back squat every Monday, bench press every Tuesday, deadlift every Wednesday. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty damn good program.
Yeah.
The programs I used to follow had 0 legs in them.
Is it?
It was just 5 days a week of pressing,
Luckily,
and 1 day a week
those
of
rugby
pulling.
guys like to train legs. So like that, the first time I remember I do back squat, maybe because my body is heavy, so my legs is quite strong. I remember the first time I back squat 60 kg. So that's pretty decent.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So you progressed by about 20 kg since then.
Actually, about 90 kg.
So what kind of transformation did you see during this time? Like, did you start to see your body changing really quickly? Did you start getting more attention from females? Did you ever get a photo taken handing out flyers from that guy? What did that journey look like?
So the journey actually, like, I can see the transformation really, really quickly. Definitely because I start eating more like sort of whole food, healthy food, stuff like that. I feel like I'm less swollen. a lot of newbie gains during that time. Weights went down crazily because I'm pretty sure that I was in a
Extreme
quite a
deficit.
big extreme deficit.
What was your university nutrition plan?
Nutrition plan is
What were some of the rules you were following?
some of the rules I was following is like I will not eat any not processed food. It's still processed food, but like not any fried foods.
Okay, yeah.
And also I'm not gonna drink anything with sugar in it.
Alcohol included?
Alcohol, I stopped drink. I don't drink alcohol that much. After I start the journey, maybe like once a month thing, but like once a month, that once is still gonna be really brutal night. So, but like it's just like being a little bit more consistent.
So no sugary drinks,
no sugary drinks,
no fried foods.
no fried foods. Yeah.
What else? That was it.
Basically that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, but I try to eat like, for example, like a char siu fan.
Yeah, which for those listening overseas is basically like a honey glazed barbecue pork with rice.
Pork, but like, with rice, or like chicken and rice, but like those like without skin on it. I would pick
That's
out
a
all
pretty
the skin.
healthy diet.
Yeah, so that's why it's a drastic change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My university rule, my only rule at university when I would try and get lean was no carbohydrates after 6 p.m.
I was trying to cut down carbohydrates.
But okay, I could eat as many carbs as I want, but as soon as it hits 6 p.m.,
Oh, okay.
not allowed.
Ah, interesting.
So it would be like 5:55, and I'd look at my watch and be like, "Oh shit, I've only got 5 minutes."
Sure.
So I would literally run to the fridge and just it's so actually when I look back how stupid it was, and I would smash as many carbs as I could in 5 minutes, and then I'd have like chicken and broccoli for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, not ideal.
Not
So I'm
ideal.
quite impressed. I'm pretty impressed with your protocol. Okay, so you lose a lot of weight, confidence starts coming back.
Yeah.
You find yourself
Start
a
to-
girlfriend.
start to have like that's Eugenia basically. Yeah, until now.
So okay, because at one point, okay, actually I want to fast forward a bit. At what point did you decide to join Coastal Fitness?
After actually I went to the like previous place that like Coastal Fitness actually just across the road.
Across the road. Yeah.
Yeah. It was after I graduated from university, and then basically Michael Wong,
Mike Wong hamstring.
yeah, Mike Wong hamstring, is my university mate, and then he start like doing some Olympic weightlifting stuff and start posting on Instagram, and then during that time I was majority doing powerlifting stuff and bodybuilding. So I would always start with a big lift like a back squat 5x5. I would always start with deadlift or bench press 5x5, followed by some bodybuilding after. And then I would write my own program, peak, and then during that time I don't know how to deload, but I would just like bring the rep scheme down, bring the rep scheme up again, down, up, so on and so forth. So my numbers are going up really quickly and they're really decent, but I feel a little bit boring with my program. And then I was like, oh, he told me that Coastal is a place you need to go because like a lot more variance in your training, a lot more fun. You got a community, you can meet some new friends as well. Instead of training by myself alone, you can have some friends in it. And then I actually did my fundamentals in the old gym site, and then afterwards I need to go to the training school. So that's why like I need to come back half a year later. And then basically after I graduated from the training school, after months I joined Coastal.
I remember in your early days at Coastal, you were ripped.
Yeah.
You were shredded. What was your body weight at that point?
73 to 76. Right now I'm around 82. 83.
What was why were you so lean? What, because you know it takes a lot of commitment, dedication, and motivation, I think, to get to levels of leanness like you were. What was going through your mind at that point in time?
Well, actually during that time I didn't know that much about nutrition, so I'm pretty sure that I am massively under eating, and then with the work stress as well, like actually training at Coastal is the like kind of relieving my stress a little bit. Of course, like right now when I think back, like training is actually putting a lot more stress on my body, but I didn't know it at that time. I feel like I'm happy training double sessions doing barbell club and LPC straight away, just like actually a lot of members right now. And then it's good though. It's like it's good fun. Body is like getting really lean, not really strong to be honest during that time, because I was like really lean during that time. But I feel like moving well. I like sweating a lot. Always smash myself on Saturday tester. Yeah,
Those are the good days.
yeah, that's like the good days. Yeah,
Those are the good days.
and then because I was still living with my family during that time, so I asked my helper to help me to cook my lunch. I can bring it back to work every single day, so that means like a lot more consistent with my nutrition. Right now, it's just less consistent. Yeah.
So okay, so let's rewind on Lou's fitness story.
Yeah.
In summary, you know, an active kid, 14, gained a lot of weight, started smoking, had a bit of a
Quit it right now. Sorry.
not smoking anymore. Thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
Your mum is a loyal listener of the Process podcast, by the way. She always
it?
submits questions on our Q&As.
Oh shit, that's not good.
She doesn't really. Then we have a bit of a health scare, so you kind of get into the gym. Also, not just a health scare actually, but just some insecurities that came around, from judgment potentially from other people. You start your own fitness journey. You kind of go to the university gym. You see lots of huge transformations in your body. You continue that journey. Eventually, that takes you to joining us because you want to be a part of a community and like-minded people. At this point in time, was there anything? Were you already thinking, I think I want to be a coach? Did you think that might be something you might end up doing?
Well, to be honest, after graduating from university, I already kind of want to be a coach, but I don't know how to be a coach. I want to be a professional coach, but I don't know how to. I've attended to some, like I did a certification for like personal trainer. I basically learned all the stuff online already, so I don't feel like I'm actually learning anything from that course. And then, but when I start coming to Coastal, start like seeing you coaching, seeing other coaches coaching, Ange coaching, I feel like you guys know your shit, right? I want to be someone like you, or someone like other coaches in Coastal, that I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm coaching, I know not only know how to coach, but I know the reason of the program as well.
So you basically want to have knowledge, but also the confidence to know that you could do it.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't pursue to be a coach after university. I don't feel like if I go to, for example, sorry to say that, Pure Fitness or other commercial gym, that I'm gonna be come that professional in a short period of time. You can still be professional, but like probably gotta take you like a longer learning curve to be a professional coach. That's what I thought during that time.
Well, Lou, it's kind of crazy that I know. Sorry, I just called you Lou. So for listeners who don't know who Lou is Andrew. His one of his many nicknames. So you've been now at Coastal Fitness for about 3 years. Almost 3 years. 6 months of that was in your apprenticeship program. Actually, 9 months was your apprenticeship program. And then so you've been coaching for, I guess, just over 2 years. Which is kind of crazy because it feels like
it's been a while.
It feels like it's been a much longer time than that. And I think also, looking at your ability as a coach, on the group coaching floor and individually with your clients, you look like you've had 10 plus years of experience. You look very composed and confident out there. So it's kind of cool to hear that one of the things holding you back from becoming a coach was the fear of not having the confidence and not knowing, not actually having the knowledge to be a coach. And then seeing you now in such a short amount of time, I would say that you exuberate those things. But I wanted to ask, do you have career goals? In the same way that you had goals when you moved into coaching, you wanted sustainability, you wanted to be able to start coaching and helping people. Do you still have career goals now? Like when you think longer term?
Well, my long-term goal is to own my business, but like right now I still don't have any direction. Like, am I gonna continue? Like I knew that it's gonna be something fitness related, but I don't know what's that yet. It might be some nutritious food. It might be like a coffee shop that sells
Coffee
paired
protein.
up with collaborating with the gym or like with an affiliate. Yeah, I don't know yet, but like down the line, like my career, I still want to own something. I want to be in charge of something.
Why is that?
I think it's just like my again, come back to my parents, they all have their own business. So it's just like yeah, it's kind of the feeling that I want to do something like that I can be responsible with like my own projects, even if like it's successful or not successful or not, I can still be saying that oh, I've started something, I have created something that is yeah still my career goals. I would say yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
If you were to give advice to someone who is thinking about changing their job, changing their career, what would your advice be?
My advice would be communicate with your partner. That's the first thing. At least you need to give them. You need to ask for their support. If you don't have any support, it's gonna be a tough time, right? So at least you need to, like, if you have any problem or any question, don't hesitate or don't save it yourself. Ask for help as well. So like I remember that I asked Alex younger during that time. I asked you during that time. I asked like my Mike Wong as well because he was working in the discipline service as well. And then of course I asked my like during that time I was not being a really good kid. I was not being a really good son that I didn't ask my mom during that time. But because I knew that she's gonna say no. So yeah, that's why. And then but yeah, just like ask for support and help because they might give you some really valuable advice and also give you some insights in terms of your career you want to go to. If you want to be a coach, right? Why don't you just ask a coach and see what their life looks like, right? Yeah, internet's gonna give you some insight as well, but like just reach out to people. Yeah.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Lou, because it's the first time you have been on the podcast as a solo guest, we have a tradition
Yeah.
for new guests, and that tradition is we ask a question, and that question is describe your perfect day.
Oh, damn. All right, perfect day. Perfect day, I would say start with a really good coffee.
Of course.
Yeah, so if I can make myself a really decent coffees, all the parameters dialed in, shots looking good, tasting good, it's already start my day. Like
What type of coffee? If you had your perfect coffee, what coffee would you make yourself?
and it would be I just like ice americano. Yeah, I like the punch. I would like to have a like really fruity one from Ethiopia that would start like taste like really fruity, really vibrant, just start my day right. Yeah, I would
Nice.
say. And then after that, a really good day, perfect day. I would take care of my plants, checking them. Everything looks good. No yellow leaf. Looking really nice.
And if there is, we trim them.
Yeah, we trim them, make them look tidy and pretty, and then play with my cat for a while. That's a pretty good morning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so hang on. So watching your plants,
Yeah.
cutting some leaves, and playing with your cat and having a coffee. That's the whole morning done, huh?
That's like 1/3. I mean half of the morning done, and
Okay,
then
nice. And lucky cat.
maybe go out and like to a greenhouse or something, just like walking, having some movement in, and potentially training. But like normally,
you don't sound
normally
convinced.
a good day didn't start with like heavy training session. It would make me tired. So just some movement, just enough movement. Maybe a bodybuilding session. Yeah, playing with machines.
Is this gym? You coming to Coastal this day? Are you going to another gym? Are you at an outdoor gym? What's your dream gym?
I'm sorry to say that because I've been
okay.
training in Coastal for a really long time. It's always a good session, but like sometimes playing with machine, is like so much fun because it's just bring me back to the old days that I played with machine. So just like occasionally playing with machine is so much fun right now for me. And then afterwards, just enjoying the sunshine. Maybe go to the beach or something. I don't. Yeah, that's about it. I don't. If, maybe go to the flower market as well, just to buy some new plants. Nothing crazy, and then yeah, enjoying the sunset a little bit.
Something I'm surprised you haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah.
Because I know you're a man who likes his food.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right now, though, other than a coffee, this is a pretty depleted day.
Yeah, I always like some like Chinese food, to be honest. So like, and also Chinese food, you need to share it with friends as well. So maybe like the dinner time, you go to a good Chinese restaurants. Right now I'm at the age that I enjoy Chinese food a lot. Instead of going for like a steak or something, I just like Chinese food sharing. It's like different dishes, enjoying food. And then yeah, that's a pretty damn good day.
Nice, Lou.
Yeah.
Lou, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. Thank you so much for
Appreciate that. I appreciate
coming and sharing your story.
Thank you.
I think on behalf of myself and the Coastal Fitness community and the team, we all love having you here. You're always a very positive, infectious vibe. You're one of the most caring people I know. And if this is you just after a couple of years in a coaching career, I always say that I'm so excited to see where your coaching career is going to take you. So thank you for joining on the podcast.
Thank you. Cheers. Done.
Done. Woo!